Hello, everybody. Let's talk about salt and more. Is salt important? Well, think about it. When you get taken to the hospital, if that ever happens to you, you're probably going to be put in a saline solution. Why? Because salt is very important in your body. A lot of things happen because of salt. As I mentioned in our last Let's Talk About Water, you need water, you need salt because the body is electrical and connections are made electrically. So you need salt. Think about it. Your tears, have you ever tasted your tears? They salted. So we do need salt, but not any kind of salt. So when you're dehydrated, what do you do? Well, you can buy some kind of rehydrating uh, drink at the store. I used to buy Recharge, but then I made it myself. I have some clean water, like we talked about last time, and I put a pinch of salt and some lemon, and that is very rehydrating. I lived for 14 years in Las Vegas, and as I mentioned, I sometimes forget to drink water. So in the afternoon, I need my little rehydrating drink. When I traveled from London to Kathmandu, we were in the desert of Iran, and every morning, we were a group of about 20 people, and every morning we had to swallow up a teaspoon of salt hidden in some cucumber. So we sliced some cucumber, put that salt on it, ate it, and that was not very good, but it was to prevent us from being dehydrated. Now, everybody knows a commercial salt. That's usually the salt that is not good for you. And that's when a doctor tells you stop eating salt, that's the salt they talk about. But like I mentioned, salt is very important for your body. So about 50 years ago, the major producing companies in the United States began to dry their salt in huge kilns with temperatures reaching some 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. At high temperature, the structure of salt changes. Very basic and fundamental changes take place, and these changes affect the human body adversely. It was during this time that heart disease, arthritis, and other chemical related diseases began to increase at an alarming rate. So, what salt should you use? Well, some kind of untreated salt. There's Himalayan salt, there's black salt, there's green salt, there's all kind of different salts. Here are a variety of different salts. And the reason I like to talk about salt with my clients or my students as a second step to health, first step is water, second step is salt, is because salt is not very expensive. Yeah, it's a little more expensive than commercial salt. Actually, it enhances the flavor and change different kind of salt. Enjoy the different flavors. So what I use as a general rule with, trying different kind of salt in between is a real salt that come from the mines of Utah. As I mentioned, salt, commercial salt that has been kiln dried and basically all the good stuff out of the salt has been removed. But look at what is available. It's about 83 to 86 minerals, trace minerals in real salt or salt that has not been treated. So choose untreated salt. I came across this poster on a Facebook group, and I think it's very important today. It's wild to me that people are so afraid of germs. Are we talking about germs right now? But will gladly consume carcinogen, pesticide, toxins, and chemicals in their food, drink, skin, and body care every single day without batting an eye. So, what happened? Well, now we talk about germs. We are in this COVID situation and everybody's afraid, wearing masks, social distances. But that was like the frog. You have heard about the story of the frog, right? If you put a frog in a pot of hot water, the frog will jump out because it's a shock. It's going to jump out. But what happened years ago, it's like the frog being put in a pan of water, and little by little by little, the water was warming up. And about 70, 80 years ago, food started to change for us. We had pesticides, insecticides, we had carcinogen in them, and our skincare products and our laundry detergent, everything started to be filled with chemicals that are not good for our bodies. Salt change, oils changes, so many things. The food is not really food any longer. So are we going to continue this slow boil until everybody is so sick? Yeah, we didn't jump out of the boiling water because they started very, very slowly. And we've been getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And our immune system has gone down and down and down. And now we're afraid of germs. So let's summarize. Last week, I talked about water. Choose clean water that is not full of chemicals, full of fluoride, chlorine, medical drugs, and anything that should not be put in your body. When I travel, I take a little container with real salt with me, put it in my purse, and that's what I use when I'm on my trip. So I take my filter with me, which is about a foot tall. I take it everywhere with me. I can have clean water wherever I go, whether it's in nature, I get scoop up water out of the river or out of the lake. I can go to a motel and have clean water in a very short time. And I take salt with me because that is very important. So next time I'll talk to you about oils. Until next time, you live with passion, purpose, and delight. See you soon.